The first question that I decided to answer was, in your own words, describe what a radian is. So, a radian is the measure of the center angle whose arc length is the same as the radius in the circle. So it's basically it's this angle right here when this line equals this arc. And that's what a radian is. The second question I decided to answer was from the test, and it was finding the amplitude, period, and phase shift for y equals -7 cosine squared to the pi over 3x. So in order to find the amplitude, period, and phase shift, you have to go to we can solve for the period. We can look at this right here. So you use A to determine the amplitude. So because there's a -7 here, you disregard the negative, because the negative will determine if you flip the equation off of the x-axis. So here you're going to flip the equation, and then you see that the amplitude is going to be 7. Then from here, you're going to take B divided by C, and that's going to be your phase shift. Since there is no C here, you are not going to have a phase shift in this equation. And then in order to find the shift up and down, you look at the D, and there's no D in this equation either, so you're not going to have any shift up and down for this graph. The last thing you're going to do is find the period, which is right here. You're going to take this equation, which is 2 pi over b, so you're going to look for b here. So b right here is right before is what you're multiplying the x by, and see that you're going to multiply it by pi over 3. So you're going to take 2 pi and divide it by pi over 3. You're going to do the math out, and then you're going to get 6 for your period, and you're going to get 7 for your amplitude, and that's how you solve this question. The third question that I decided to answer was from the quiz as well, and it was figure out which equation equals sine 2 pi over 3, and the answer to this was cosine equals -pi over 6. And the way that you found this is you use the equation sine theta equals cosine 90 minus theta. So this applies to all of the other tangents, cotangents in different equations. So from here you just plug in. So here you don't have a degree, so what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to convert it to degrees. So I put it back into this form, and then from here I found that if the degree was 120, and then you take 90 minus 120, you get -30 degrees, and then you convert that back into radians, and you get -pi over 6, which is the answer to this question. The last question that I decided to answer was what does cotangent equal theta when tangent theta equals -0.7. So from here, you're just going to have to know that cotangent of theta is equal to 1 divided by tangent of theta. So from here, all you're going to have to do is plug in -0.7 for tangent of theta. So you're going to get -1.4785. One of the questions that I would like you guys to answer is what is cosecant of theta when sine of theta equals 2 over 8, or 2 over 9. So what does cosecant of theta equal when sine of theta is 2/9? And that will be the practice question. Thank you.